All right, let's talk about why financial freedom starts with perspective. But first, what is perspective for those who do not know? Perspective is a way of looking at things or a particular attitude regarding something. As for how this relates to financial freedom, it's about looking at your options and what you have to work with in order to become financially free. So, let's do a little exercise. Take a look at this image. What do you see? Take your time and even pause the video. Do you see an old lady or a young girl? What if I said it's both depending on how you see it? Now, let's try another image. What do you see here? Take your time once again. Pause if needed. Do you see a duck? Or do you see a rabbit looking to the right? The answer is both. Do you see how the images can change after I suggest what they could be? All I done was introduce a different point of view. Likewise, isn't it interesting how two people can be looking at the same thing yet see something totally different? This is what is interesting about perspective. It's how you see things in life, and depending on how you see things, this will guide your decision making. Everything in life involves decisions, and the decisions you make in life will ultimately determine the quality of life in which you live. For example, a life of free time or a life of working all the time. So let's start with a perspective on vehicles. At the end of the day, they're transportation devices, and financially, they're liabilities that lose value quickly, but they're necessary tools that help us get where we need to be in order to earn a living. I sometimes refer to vehicles as salt wagons because they get us to the salt mines, aka the 9 to 5, so to speak. Regardless, knowing that our transportation devices drop in value like a rock, it's fair to ask, how much should we really spend on something whose main purpose is to get us from point A to point B? Some people value image or enjoyment, and that's a personal choice. The perspective I want to offer is this: when that choice involves debt or pushes financial freedom further away, it's worth pausing and asking whether that trade off is actually working in your favor, especially if your goal is getting out of debt and becoming financially free in the quickest way possible, given we all only have 24 hours a day. Therefore, having a frugal financial perspective regarding vehicles, you can identify not only which models and brands are dependable, but also which tend to hold their resale value best. Knowing how to evaluate this, and more importantly, acting on it, will not only save you thousands of dollars, but significantly reduce the time it takes to become financially free by years, if not decades or more. So, how do you gain perspective? Perspective isn't something you wait for. It's something you build through action. It develops when you invest in yourself through self-education. That might be reading books, listening to audiobooks, or even watching educational content like this. Sometimes it can be as simple as stepping back, doing a digital detox, and creating a space to think. When your perspective changes, the way you see things changes. Not because the world is different, but because you are. Jim Rohn, motivational speaker, once said, "Formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune." That's the financial perspective I am talking about. Perspective brings direction, and direction helps you stay on target, revealing a clear path away from debt and towards financial freedom. As you continue your financial education, you may naturally develop a stronger interest in certain investment assets over others. For example, you may be more drawn to real estate, whereas someone else is more interested in index funds. There are many paths to financial freedom, and finding the path that works for you is what perspective is all about. Financial perspective, in a nutshell, keeps you on target by letting go of what's cool and picking up what's practical. It helps you make better decisions to get out of debt and build wealth as quickly as possible. And remember, perspective isn't something you wait for. It's something you build through action as knowledge accumulates over time. Therefore, leave no stone unturned. Look for knowledge as if it were hidden treasures. That pretty much wraps it up. Be sure to check out my other video. Does it take money to make money? Also, comment, like, and subscribe. Take care.